Riding in a different country for the first time can be extremely daunting. Different rules, different culture, different road conditions. It can feel like absolute chaos. In this episode of World Ready, I'm going to share my experiences along with a few key tips and things to watch out for so you can cut through the overwhelm and actually enjoy the ride.
Wearing goggles. Whoa, shiza.
So when you're first rocking up to the country that you've never been to before, you've never ridden to before, what I like to do is from the airport to the hotel, the place that you're staying at, while you're in the cab, analyze what's going on around you. How does the traffic move? What's the general vibe? You can even talk to the cab driver, ask questions. Are bikes lane splitting? And if they are cars moving out the way? In Montenegro, for example, drivers like to just enter roundabouts without so much looking or giving way. And if you're not prepared for that, yeah, you could just, it was lucky for me that our tour guide, Stavro, who is a local, he let us know that straight away. Now, one thing I like to do is when you stop at a set of lights in the cab still is just count how many seconds it stays on orange. I didn't know that it varies country to country. In the Philippines, it's quite short. And the danger to this is that everyone starts to leave the intersection before their light has gone green. If you get that wrong, cars are already starting to pull out and you're thinking that you're safe with the orange light still, going for gold, and big things can happen. You're not so much studying the law, you're basically studying the rhythm of the flow of traffic. Opposite side riding. In my experience, it's easier to do it when there's traffic because you can follow cars and you can follow the traffic, just do exactly as they do, roundabouts, all that sort of stuff. The very first time I rode on the right-hand side of the road was in Italy.
I feel like I'm getting the hang of the whole driving on the right-hand side of the road. In Australia, we have to drive on the left-hand side. I was wigging out about that a little bit, to be honest.
And when I picked up the keys and the bike from the hiring joint, there was a roundabout and there was no cars anywhere. I had to really drill into my head that I had to go right around the roundabout, but everything in me just wanted to go left. And if I wasn't thinking about it, I would have naturally just gone around the wrong side of the roundabout, which is, ridiculously dangerous. If you need to, have a sticker on the windscreen that says keep left or keep right. Just keep saying it out loud to yourself when you're entering a roundabout. If there's no cars around, keep right, keep right, keep right. That stuff helps. Follow a local. So this is not so much just following traffic on the opposite side of the road. This is more about how do riders ride in a different country. This is my very first time riding in a developed country. The road rules are much different to how they are in Australia. And so I rode out into the outback of the Philippines. That's what you call it. I'm not too sure what to expect. I'm just doing everything myself, taking everything in, learning, being mindful of everything. And then as I was out in the outskirts, I was behind this rider who was on a GS. And he's obviously a local, knows how to ride there. I thought, I'm just going to keep up with this guy. So I saw the way he was weaving through traffic, where he was positioned, when he was committed. All that sort of stuff just stuck with me. And I was behind him for a solid 40 minutes or so. And he pretty much paved the way for my riding for the rest of the 2 weeks that I was in the Philippines for. I found that this was one of the fastest ways to adapt. Shout out to Quadlock for sponsoring this episode. This is their new drink bottle. It's got this little magnetic holder thing up here, so you can just flick your phone on there as long as you've got a mag case, and happy days, man. They've also just released this bad boy. This is their Traverse backpack in collaboration with, is it Thule? Is it Thule? Awesome brands working together, collaborating, making some wicked products. The thing I love about this bag the most is that one, it sits nice and high. So when you're on your bike, and you have maybe a tail pack or something, it's not going to hit it. I also love that it's got really nice thick straps. It's got a sternum strap there as well, so you keep all that weight nice and balanced across your shoulders. Good for fatigue. A sleeve on the side there for your laptop, or you can put it in through the top as well. And the zippers are so easy to undo and do up just one hand. If you want 10% off these items and any items in the store, you make sure you use the code that's in the description below. Cheers, Quadlock, for sponsoring this episode. Back to staff. Ride at 80%. So when I go to a different country, safety is paramount. You don't want to test the foreign medical system. When you're confident in your own country, you know how you ride, I take 20% off that and I ride at 80%. You have unknown surfaces, unknown animals. In Australia, we have kangaroos, man. If you ride at sunset, you don't see them until they're out on the road, and they've killed many, many motorcyclists. You don't have the local aggression yet. Unknown enforcements, you don't have the speed cameras hiding. Just dial it back 20%. That's all. You can still have fun with 80%. Road surfaces will betray you. Montenegro had some of the smoothest bitumen I've ever ridden on, man. Not in a good way, surprisingly. The bitumen was that smooth that if you just open up the throttle, you're going to be kicking out that back end. So when you're cornering, you're still counterlanding and everything because it might slip out from underneath you if you gas it a bit wrong. In the Philippines, majority of the time, it's just massive concrete slabs. And they do this because it handles rain better, there's less maintenance, there's more grip, especially around those tropical mountains and everything. But then you have those expansion gaps. You've got bits of the concrete that are breaking, cliff sides with rocks falling down onto the road, gravel spots, sharp rocks loosely everywhere. You've got washed out roads if they've had a massive downpour somewhere. There's sandy patches on concrete in shadows that can get you unstuck. It actually happened to me. I was cruising along, having a lovely time. I was probably in my 10th day of being in the Philippines, through the beautiful mountains. And there was a sandy patch in a shadow that I couldn't see, and the front tire slipped out from underneath me. Luckily I caught it, but that quick, man.
Absolutely chaotic. Wearing goggles. Whoa, shiza!
So road surfaces are a big one. Don't expect the roads to be how they are at your home. Fuel planning. When I was in the Himalayas, in India, in the Philippines as well, what I didn't realize is that you don't self-serve. It's not self-serve. You rock up, you speak to the person there and you say, full tank. And they start filling it up and you hand them cash. Cash is the biggest one, so always have a whole bunch of cash with you there. If you see a Shell or BP or some of those bigger names, they might have better quality fuel. Yeah, support the little guys, but just be mindful of the fuel quality. And also if you're heading in the outskirts of some countries, even in Australia, there will be a gas station marked on the map, but when you rock up to it, it might be boarded up, like it's gonna be knocked down or something, or it might just be closed. No fuel, they've run out of unleaded.
We accounted for our gas stations being scarce.
Yeah.
We didn't account for them being full of petrol.
That was a wake-up call for the start of our Around the Backyard tour. Had no fuel and we had to really baby it to the next one. Something that I wish I knew before I went to the Philippines is some of the little sari stores, they actually hold glass bottles with fuel in them. Now I know that's not really good to have fuel in glass bottles, but that got me and Jenna out of such a brutal situation one night when we were riding through the mountains and the boys came and saved us with these glass bottles of fuel, topped us up and got us out of there. Riding at night in a different country is high risk. Unless you're with a local, it's not as hectic. That same night where we almost ran out of gas, we left when the sun was setting and we rode through this crazy mountain, man, and it was misty, it was rainy, very minimal street lights, very minimal road markings, potholes galore.
I'm loving it. It's an adventure, oh my gosh.
Some were washed out. There were cows go around a corner just chilling out. It was meant to be a 2-hour trip, turned into about a 7.5-hour trip because I was doing about 40 Ks an hour the whole way there. So you don't know what to expect, man. As soon as it goes nighttime in countries, everything just changes. So do your research when you go into the country, make sure you know what you're in for. And I wouldn't recommend riding at night for the first 3 or so nights until you just get nice and comfortable in your surroundings with the traffic vibe and everything like that. And if you can, try to have someone with you. Aggression and speed culture. One thing I wasn't used to when I was in Montenegro is how quick people drive there. So in Australia, our limits are usually at around 110 kilometers an hour. When I was in Montenegro, you could be cruising around doing 120 Ks an hour, and then all of a sudden a car might fly past you doing about 160, 170 kilometers an hour. And that's normal. So if I wasn't used to that and I get to pull out without checking if anyone's coming, assuming that no one would, you'd just get cleaned up. So be mindful of the aggression of drivers in the certain countries as well. And also don't be shy to use the horn. It's so normal to do it in developing countries, just on the horn. It doesn't mean aggression. It means, hey, I'm here, beep, beep. Even if someone looks like they're gonna merge into you, beep, 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 and they'll just move back out again. The horn's your friend. In Australia, it's not so much your friend. You beat the horn, people think you're angry at them or something. Understand the aggression and the speed culture. Hesitation is dangerous, whichever country you go to. If you're gonna do it, do it. It's safer to commit than it is to look like you're going to and then you don't. Because then people behind you might think you're gonna go and they start driving and then all of a sudden you slam your brakes on, it might be a big truck and then bam, they hit you. Or traffic going around a roundabout. If there's a flow happening and you're seeing how other people just go in and do it, do the same thing. I know it's gonna feel so super weird at the start, but as soon as you move and you're just in the pack, you might be looking around going, oh my gosh, what is happening? People are moving around you. I mean, these guys, this is what they do every single day. They understand what's going on, and then you start getting a feel for it as well. I call it organized chaos, and it works actually really well. It's all about having slow, deliberate inputs, being calm, being patient, and being predictable. Don't always rely on your GPS. Don't always rely on your map. If you're looking at doing a trail, you're not too sure what the terrain is going to be like. You might get to that gas station just before that trail and just say, hey, I'm thinking of going here. Do you know what it's like? And they would have 100% tell you what's going on. There might be bridges that are knocked out, that are closed. And if you ride an hour and a half that way, they might tell you have to ride 4 hours right around to get to the other side. But yeah, respect goes a long way. Even learn a few words of the country that you're going to. Learn hello, thank you, sorry, where am I, where do I go, how do I get here, all that sort of stuff.
Julie! Hello! Julie!
Even if you don't get it right, they'll appreciate that you've taken the effort to learn a couple of their words, and it builds instant rapport with them, and they'll probably end up helping you out more, or even let you stay over for a meal or something like that. Police checkpoints. Don't freak out. Yeah, they might have like some serious weapons, but they're just curious. They're just checking documents. They're just seeing where you're going, where you're coming from, and they're being protective. Now, through my experience, I had Jenna, the support vehicle, behind me, and she got it flat.
Yeah, a little bit flat, mate.
And we had just passed a police checkpoint, and so we circled back and went back to them, and it was I believe it's the PNP, the Philippine National Police. They helped us out, man. They changed the tire for us. They were super friendly, just chilling out there, you know, doing their job. They're there to help and keep the locals and the residents and everything safe. So treat them with respect, take your helmet off if you need to, speak clearly, don't make any crazy sudden movements. Make sure you have your travel documents with you as well. That's why I said in the last episode, have your passport with you, easy to grab. If you're lost, they're a great person to ask as well. Again, you can ask them about road conditions going further ahead, if they know another route to get somewhere, if this gas station is open or closed. These guys are usually full of information as well, so take advantage of that. And the tip that saved me, if there's anything that you're going to take from this video, let it be this, and that is buffer zones, man. Buffer zones are the key to survival on roads, no matter where you are in the world. 2 to 3 seconds with the car in front of you, minimum. 4 seconds plus if it's wet or if the road's really bad. But the idea is to give you a better reaction time, an escape route, and margin for error. Now that you're fully prepared on riding in a different country, next episode, we're going to be looking at how to maintain your body and your mental game while on the road for hours and hours at a time. If you have some tips about how to ride in your own country that would help others watching this video, drop them in the comments below as well. Thank you so much, Quadlock, for sponsoring this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.